this sitting back enough for you?
Well, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I want to make sure that you know when you say "hey," that's what it sounds like. Because I know sometimes when I replay it, you're gonna be like, "No, I don't want that to be my hi."
No,
I'm doing this because I love you.
it doesn't feel like love. If this is love, I don't know if I want it. You know what I
It's
mean?
up and loud for you.
Wait, we need to settle down. We need to settle in.
You're right. I'm gonna settle down and
I
I'm
guess
gonna settle
I
in.
won't say my normal hi because I'm fun and.
Hi.
Oh, my mom is calling.
Oh boy, Renee, we're in the middle.
Okay. Hey, mom, I'm in the middle of recording. What are you doing?
Nothing, just saying good morning, love you.
I love you.
Renee, what's your nosh today?
Renee, what's your nosh today? Jason wants to know.
God, I can't figure it out this early in the morning.
What?
We're
Okay.
gonna keep that. Well, you had a girls' day yesterday.
I did have a bit of a girls' day yesterday, and
Uptown girl, she's been living in a...
I met up with a friend of a friend who recently moved to New York, who's actually French, lived in London for a long time, really kind of almost has like a British accent, but
Sure.
bonjour. And it's just interesting to hear about New York through her lens, which is kind of fun. I hope she loves it. My goal is to get everyone to love the best city in the world, you know?
You strolled through the park after. You
Well,
went to
I
the
did
gallery.
no. First, we went to Diptyque. She had to go pick up something. She was having like a mom outing afterwards. Then we stopped. I introduced her to Jonna at the Row, just in
Right.
case she needs anything.
Liz cannot be uptown without
Then,
everybody on 69th? Is that 71st and...
right around the corner from the Frick.
Oh yeah, 5th between Madison. That's 71st
On
and
the
Madison.
Madison,
Right.
around the corner from the Frick. And then I also went to the, is it Noy Gallery? They have great Gustav Klimt collection. I didn't realize so much of it were taken away by the Nazis. It got appropriated and it didn't come back till like 2006 from
You sent me
1938.
two male lovers, though? Is that what you sent me?
I don't believe so.
Maybe somebody else sent me.
Okay. Maybe that was just you yesterday.
My hunt for homoerotic art continues. Although I did draw a naked woman yesterday, actually.
I saw, very voluptuous.
Yeah.
So what?
Big titty hoes, get with it.
First of all, love it. But what brought that on?
Well, I figure that I need to increase my audience and I can't just draw male Adonises. So I thought,
Okay.
let's give the heteros some love.
But it's also giving women love because
Yeah.
it's the female form. I also went this week to go see the woman that you introduced me to.
Chloe Weiss at Almond Wright
Oh
Gallery.
yeah, that was fabulous.
She's excellent.
But also Lisa, I went back again.
Oh, you
just
went back to Lisa Yuskavich at the
Yeah.
JP Morgan Library.
Yeah, it was honestly it was great to go and you just get to see it solo. I loved it. And that's what makes you love like then you're there and you're like, only in New York am I able to just do this?
And then go out to the bodega and get a tuna sandwich.
Yeah. It's just the best.
Only in New York, kids. Only in New York.
Only-
Let's start this, motherfucker. Welcome back to Hustle and Schmear. Today's guest is not just any guest. She's my sister-in-law, Nadia Vostrikov. Which means no matter how badly this goes, we're still stuck seeing each other at Thanksgiving.
Okay. She grew up in Virginia with ballet parents. Picture Swan Lake, but with a side of sweet tea. She followed in their footsteps as a dancer, turned her pointe shoes into a marketing career, married Jason's triplet brother Craig, and now she's running paid media campaigns like they're a full-length matinee.
Nadia is a ballerina, a digital marketing director, a dance critic, and depending on the lighting, Christina Ricci's body double. She's tiny, she's stubborn, she's got a dachshund with its own fan club, and yes, she will correct you mid-sentence and break down your fashion choices.
So today we're talking ballet, social media algorithms, New York,
And what it takes to be admitted into the insane asylum, otherwise known as the Salstein family.
buckle up. This one's going to be about pirouettes, culture, and a side of paid media. Please welcome.
Nadia Vostrikov!
Amazing intro. Thank you. Thank you.
Wanted to set the tone for what's about to be our top episode ever. This is
Yeah.
episode 26. We have the one and only Nadia. So, as Liz's most famous question starts it off,
Oh, we want to know, what's your morning drink? I go a little iced coffee. Are you an iced coffee girl? Are you cappuccino? What are you?
My morning drink is a hot cup of coffee, classic drip from a Mr.
Nice.
Coffee machine with oat milk creamer.
Oh, which creamer? I do Chobani, but I don't think that's oat milk. I don't know what that is.
I cannot remember, but it is coffee cake flavored, so it's very sugary.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
okay.
Nadia has a
That's
sweet
me.
tooth, everybody, and we're gonna get into that for Nosh of the day. Nadia, let's start it off. Where did you grow up? What was it like? I think it's in Westchester, Virginia. Is that right?
Close.
Okay.
Winchester, Virginia.
Winchester.
Yeah, so I grew up in Virginia. My mom's American. My dad is Russian. He's from Siberia.
Wow.
He's got an interesting story. He defected in the 70s. They both met dancing. They were both ballet dancers. And then I grew up in Virginia with two other brothers.
Were you on a farm? What was it like in Virginia?
We had about 4 acres of land, not a farm, but a lot of grass, a lot of trees, outside all the time, in the mud, climbing around, very country, surrounded by farms, surrounded by horses and cows, and very
Just
secluded.
like the Upper West Side.
Just like New York City. It was beautiful, but very secluded and quiet. And I always wanted to live in a city, New York City specifically. So I made that happen.
But how did you get exposed to New York? You're in Virginia. Were there a lot of dance studios around?
So my parents owned a ballet studio, and I
Oh,
attended. At the time, it wasn't a serious ballet studio, very recreational, bringing the arts to the community type of thing. But they taught at a school called Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, which is in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. This school is sort of a machine for making amazing ballet technicians. So I knew about this school and I wanted to become a dancer because both of my parents were dancers. I went to that school when I was 16. I left home and stayed with a host family. Went from 4 classes a week to 25 ballet classes a week, and then finished up my high school time there. Stayed an extra year after high school since I graduated a bit early at 17 and a half. I had a buffer time, which was good for me. I needed some technique.
during that time, were you going to New York or doing anything like that?
No, I'd been to New York once with some school friends. I visited once. I just wanted to be in a city.
And New York is the closest and probably the best for being a ballerina, like if that's what you want to pursue.
So how did that happen?
I stayed an extra year in Pennsylvania, and then I auditioned for ballet companies in things that are called cattle calls. It just means hundreds of dancers show up to these studios. It's like a herd of cattle. There's tons of dancers. We all look the same. We've all got numbers pinned on. And I auditioned for several companies, and I got into Boston Ballet too, which is their second company for apprentices. Sort of a halfway transition between being a student and being a full professional. Spent 2 years there, had an amazing time. And this is about the time period where I start to travel to New York because it's a 4-hour bus ride.
Right. I
Mhm.
remember it well. Because I went to law school in
Yes.
Boston, and you would take the Chinatown bus,
Yes.
and they somehow got you there in record time. You almost couldn't really believe it. I remember one time we even broke down on the side of the road, and the bus was on fire, and they brought in another bus. It was like, anyway,
Yes.
they've got a full
Oh, they
operation.
brought in another bus and just kept
Yes,
it going, right?
right away. They've got a good business going on. Anyway, but meaning it's an easy way to get there as a student. So that's fine.
How disciplined were you as a dancer? I saw Craig's friends and Craig dancing, and it was like so dedicated. I mean, your parents were ballet dancers. They owned a school. What was that like? The pressure to be a dancer, to have parents that were teachers? Was it always you had to be the best? Did you feel they were more like you can fly whichever way you want?
That's a good question. So they were never pressuring me to become a ballet dancer. They let me do whatever I wanted. I sort of found my way into it, which I used to tell them, why didn't you make me go to a serious school sooner? Because I went pretty late. 16 is pretty late to start getting in gear. You really need to start when you're in.
People are
at
becoming
minimum.
professional at 16, right?
Yeah.
100%. Like Craig. Craig was professional at 16. So I was pretty behind. They wanted me to do it if I loved it, which is
Right.
good. But my
Yeah, because
parents.
you could have reached 16 and already been over it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, which happens pretty often. People get
Yeah.
burnt out. But my dad was pretty tough on me and had high expectations. When I was at Boston, I'd get on the phone with him and he'd be like, how are your triple turns? How are your jumps? Are you doing this, this, and this? So that was hard. My mom was the opposite and kind of ignored me in class when she taught and tried not to do favoritism. It was a weird dynamic. It was a tough dynamic to understand as a child. But I always had independence, and independence is really important to me. And it's
We know it is. We know.
It's what I seek out in other people too.
Was that one of the reasons why you wanted to go to New York? You felt independent in New York, that it could give you a sense of opportunity?
I think that's definitely a part of it. And I moved in with another family when I was 16 in Carlisle. But then I went to Boston when I was 18, lived on my own. I think that built up the confidence to go places by myself. After I danced in Boston, I moved to Canada and lived in Calgary, Alberta for 3 years, dancing with the Alberta Ballet. That was amazing. I love Canada.
Canada. Okay, but it's freezing.
It's freezing. It actually is freezing, Liz. That is correct.
Yeah.
And then I left and moved back here. I was like, okay, this is the hub of dance, opportunity, auditions. I only planned to stay here for a few months.
Oh, really?
For the audition period,
Wow.
to get into another company. But, you know, I ended up waitressing and I met Craig. I moved here. I know a couple people in the city. My good friend, Christopher Rudd, who's a choreographer here, has a spare room. We dance together in Canada. So I'm like, hey, can I crash in your apartment on 57th Street? Which is way up in Harlem.
Yeah, that's high up there.
Yes. So I get to New York. I'm in Harlem, which is great. I love it. I can't stay there forever because he rents out his room to other people. I'm taking class at Steps, which is an open ballet class place. If you've ever watched Center Stage, there's a scene.
Of course. Oh my God.
There's a scene where Jodie Sawyer, goes out and takes a jazz class, and it's supposed to be that it's that kind of vibe where it's just very relaxed. Anyone can take class. So I'm taking classes there. I get a waitressing job at a Belgian restaurant because I randomly have Belgian beer experience from a previous hostessing job. It's a very niche
Do you
beer.
have to wear a Belgian outfit costume?
No.
Wait, what's the Belgian beer? Because I used to go down to a place in West Village that also was very specific to Belgian beer because it's good.
It was called BXL, which is the airport code for Belgium.
Oh, okay.
So having that prior knowledge helped me get this waitressing job, and I had told myself, okay, if I can get a job, then I'll get an apartment and then I'll stay for a while. I'm not going to ask my mom and dad for money. I'm going to figure it out myself. I eventually move into a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 other girls, friends of friends, and I'm taking class at Steps. I'm waitressing during the day, which is awful. You work an 8-hour shift on your feet in the morning, then you run to class at night, or the reverse. You're dancing all day and then you do a night shift.
You're full on hustle mode, trying to make it work.
Yes. And about a month or 2 in, I meet Craig.
Oh boy. So walk us through.
At Steps, at this open ballet class. The teacher's David Howard, who was one of Craig's teaching idols, mentors. And so there's these, famous ABT dancers, including Craig, random people like me, and then there's just crazy people as well. So it's a mishmash of all sorts of personalities. So I guess the bar spot I was at was Craig's bar spot. So I had taken his spot.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Which is it's kind of a thing in ballet. That's my spot. How did you not know? And Craig's not like that at all. But the first thing he said to me was, "Oh, I'm going to stand next to you because you're good." And I was like, "Who are you? Why are you talking to me?" And
okay, playa. Craig.
To the heart, and you're still blind.
So then we started chatting, and we had some mutual friends. I don't remember this, but my mom tells me that I called her in the beginning, and I was like, there's this guy, and he keeps talking to me, and he won't leave me alone, and I don't really know what his deal is. He's nice, but and I didn't know who Craig was. But eventually, he asked a mutual friend for my phone number. But it was an old phone number that was disconnected. So he texted me and I never answered. But Craig is Craig. And, you know, you could have just like copped it up to me ghosting him. But the next day he was like, hey, I texted you. Why didn't you respond? And I was like, why do you have my number? And then like we exchanged numbers and
I love you, Craig.
Okay, but the lesson there is be persistent. You know what I mean? Like, don't take no. Well, obviously, there's certain times to take no for an answer, but put yourself
ask
out there.
questions. Just be like, what's
Yeah.
up?
I love it.
Yeah.
Go
Was it
Craig.
love at first sight, or did you have to get to know him a little bit more?
I mean, no, I was crushing on him 100%.
When did acting also become something that you were tinkering with?
I was dancing and performing this whole time in what we call pickup work. So small companies would maybe do a show, rehearse for 2 or 3 months, do this show, contract ends, you move on to something else. Lots of little jobs, as well as a nutcracker. That's a bread and butter for any freelance artist. You'll be doing a nutcracker. It's a great gig. So I would do that. The acting just sort of fell into it. Craig's friend, Stella Abrera, also a big time ballet star, had a connection with someone who was looking for ballet dancers for this TV show called Elementary with Lucy Liu. There's one episode, 2-minute section with ballet dancers in it. It's called Corpse de Ballet. If anyone wants to check it out, it's pretty funny. It's not meant to be funny, but it is. That was my first television job.
Were you just dancing in the background, or did you? Okay, no line.
Just lines. So I did Elementary, and then I did the Nick as well through this same guy who had done Elementary. So ballet is all about connections, and you can tell from the Craig story of me meeting him. We had mutual friends. It's a
definitely
community.
a community that you can all share things with. Okay, got it.
So once you're kind of in with this person, this choreographer, you get to go to auditions. So I did Elementary, I did the Nick, and then this TV show Flesh and Bone came up, and that is the big acting role I got where I had lines. But again, it was an audition process. I auditioned for the lead because they were searching for a very specific type of person. I did not get it, but I was in the pool. So I got invited to the cattle call, or the big open audition. And through that, I booked a role called Patrice, who is basically a bitch, which was fun. Yeah.
And you also were Christina Ricci's body double?
And I was Christina Ricci's body double. There was a show called Z, The Beginning of Everything, which was about Zelda Fitzgerald. Who
We were just talking. This is
Really?
so.
That is kind of weird. Last night we were talking about the Ritz in Paris and who would be there, and it was F. Scott Fitzgerald with his wife Zelda.
We're
And
thinking about doing another one of these window projects for Liz, who has one in Miami at the Hermes store. And so Liz wants to be at the Ritz Paris, and we're going to put a literary individual.
Diane.
I
And
love
also
that.
Josephine Baker, probably, just because they were all contemporary. Anyway, but I have loved, just to get to Christina Ricci for a second, she was in Casper. Classic. She was in Now and Then. She had a moment, I think she's coming back too, but I just loved her.
She's Wednesday Addams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
I loved her too. I love that you mentioned Now and Then. That was one of my favorite shows growing up.
So good.
So she is a really amazing person. I had so much fun working with her. Yeah, she is incredibly strong, incredibly talented. Her acting is all instincts and very natural. She was just natural and great and strong-willed. She learned how to get on point for this show, which is really hard. She did quite a lot, and she had just had her first baby, but I loved working with her.
Did you want to act more? Did you want to dance more? Did you want to serve more Belgian beer?
Did not want to serve more. I think I was at odds with my personality and that I loved ballet and I really loved acting and I enjoyed it, but I was also very afraid and also have terrible self-esteem.
Can you talk about that a little bit more? Because, I mean, you're picking two industries that are required to be in front of a camera, on a stage, and performing. I guess everybody has some kind of insecurities, but could you talk more about how you battled that?
I would imagine being in ballet and acting could be really challenging on a self-esteem, even the strongest self-esteem.
These are great questions. I think you're right. It's totally confusing to be like, why are you in these art forms that require an audience? I think you're sort of at odds with what you love and love to do and feel a talent for. I think my chemical makeup, I think as I watch other dancers have amazing careers, I feel like there are just certain people that are more attuned to the lifestyle, where others maybe don't have the skills or the tools to really adjust to the lifestyle that ballet requires. Ballet is so insular and personal and kind of lonely, which I think in and of itself is at odds with being on stage. You're always in this battle of this personal bubble, but then you need to let everyone in. Exactly. And that's a lot of the reasons why I quit ballet is I realized my personality and the way I cope is not conducive to what the ballet lifestyle needs. I'm just not able to meet that standard.
What is that standard that you think that you don't meet?
For me personally, there was a lot of stress involved with stage fright. It's beyond debilitating. You're shaking, you're nervous, and there were times where I would be about to go on stage and I'm thinking, I want more than anything to run away. And that feeling is awful, especially when it's like, like I love this, but it's bringing me so much pain.
So frustrating though, like, because I feel like we all experience that sometimes. It's something that you really want to do, but your body is, or whatever, your mind, your mental state is not setting you up for success, and it pisses you off in a way. I don't know.
Yes.
Right? You're like, what the hell? Like, why is this so challenging? But like, look, I guess if it were easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. And that anger is also part of it too. It's just so frustrating.
And you're a strong personality, like that is even more frustrating because you're like, wait a minute, I am in control here, and this is not me being in control. It almost makes it worse because it's like, then you're stuck in that cycle. Anyway, I feel your pain on that one.
What about the health standards of ballet during the time that you were dancing and as you see it now today?
That's also a great question. I think now there's, in terms of the physical aspect, there's way more cross training, weightlifting. I'm soon to be 39. Growing up through the 90s and the early 2000s, people were not bulking, especially women. Now that's all debunked, basically. You don't really bulk, you just get strong. When I was dancing, it was very much cardio, just ballet, no strength training.
In the sense of very delicate and very feathery, right? And now it's more about strength.
There's always pressure to be thin. And that even came from my parents too. And I, don't hold that against them. They danced in the 70s. That shit was crazy. So there was a lot of pressure to be thin. There was no mental health care, like, at all. Like, the ballet world is still struggling with that. There's a lot of power dynamics at play that can really mess with you. It's getting better now. Dancers are getting more of a voice for themselves and standing up to directors and, not doing things that they feel are wrong. That mental aspect of it is also part of why I quit as well. I had a really bad eating disorder. I don't even know if I've ever told you this, Jason. It's like super anorexic, and then
from this world, do you think? Like, do you think it was related?
I mean, it was related, but I wouldn't blame anyone but myself. And like my reaction to it was to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
But was it a strive for perfection?
Well, it's also a control thing. Like, if you can control this, where you can't control other things, I'm sure that plays into it.
I think totally a combination of control and just body dysmorphia. Being thin equals success. So I think it's tied into that.
Do you think that rings true in the dance world today?
I think that concept is still part of it. I think
also like you as someone who's watching ballet, there is a certain, like you expect kind of that certain.
How did you deal with it and how did you overcome it?
So honestly, Craig, like he had no idea what was going on, but I met him at a time where my eating disorder was very bad and I felt like I'm never going to get out of this. Like I can't stop thinking about it. And then I met Craig, who is a lot, which we already talked about. And honestly, he just ended up being a distraction, just a huge distraction. So my focus became more and more on this individual who I wanted to be around. And then that combined with time, you start to realize like, oh my gosh, it's been a month and I haven't been crazy. It's been 2 months and I haven't been crazy.
So you're ending your ballet career. You're pivoting.
I kind of took you and rejiggered a little bit of what you wanted to focus on and what was important, which I think is interesting. And
then did you have an inner voice that said it's time, or were you totally turned off by the industry? You do write for Ballet magazine. You publish articles as a critic, reviewing ballet performances as well as the ballet world as a whole.
That's so cool.
You moderate on topics. Was it an Intissimi? What was an event that you did?
Yes, it was at Intissimi, the lingerie store. They hosted it, but it was about sexualization in classical ballet. I hosted a panel on that for my friend.
So you're still in the ballet world. When did you know that's the day that we kind of hang up the point shoes. And then speaking of sexualization, we do want to get into a quick talk about Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. Buckle up, everybody.
Hanging up the point shoes, again, it really just became, I have so much stage fright. It feels so awful to go on stage. I can't put myself through that anymore. It didn't feel like it was something that was going to go away. I need to get myself off. I just can't put myself through that anymore. It is at pure self-induced torture. So I need to get out of that. Yeah. There's something about dance too, which Craig often talks about, is that it's a live art form. It's just like this cut in time. It's a 5-minute solo where you have one shot to do one pirouette. And I'm talking to you guys right now. You can edit out something, or I can
We're
say
gonna
like,
edit out everything.
We'll say, like, as someone who just watches it, you could do pretty much any. I mean, we're like blown away. Do you know what I mean? It's so funny.
They're
like,
applauding when somebody goes like this.
It's just such a, it's just so gorgeous. But like, I'm sure the dancers are like, oh my God, I did something. And as someone who's watching it, who doesn't have, okay, so you're pivoting. So you're like, okay, not for me anymore.
Yeah.
I've got to go figure out what else to do. So pivot.
So I'm teaching ballet, which is like, an easy jump to another job. Teaching ballet just at a like competition school. I think to myself, okay, I don't have insurance. I have no savings. I have no 401k. My body hurts. I just want to sit down and I want insurance. That's the goal.
That's a pretty good goal.
Yeah, basic. Just the basics.
Just from my experience, I've never not had like that having to think about, and I can't imagine an additional weight on your shoulders. God forbid you get sick. God forbid, it's an unnecessary stress. I think that we should, anyway, also not to get political, but in the world that we're in, come on, how do we not all have that?
You're faced with an opportunity.
Right?
Oh, we want to get into Jeffrey. Yes.
Weren't you teaching? How did that happen?
Yeah, so this actually happened pretty soon in my New York City experience. It was either 2012 or 2013.
Still dancing?
I'm still dancing.
Okay.
But I'm taking class at Steps. And I met a girl in this community. We had taken a bunch of classes together. We weren't friends. We just say, hey, good morning. The same circle. Exactly. So I don't really know her, but I am chatting with her in the locker room. And she was like, hey, do you teach class? And I was like, yeah, I do teach class, at these studios. She was saying, I have this private class that I actually can't cover anymore because of whatever reason, which is very normal to pass classes to each other, get fill-ins. She was like, it pays $150 an hour, which again, for someone who has no money, that's great. And she was like, awesome, like let's set up a call, you can meet this person and talk with them. Great. So they schedule a Skype, which since 2010 we're Skyping. Yeah. So I get on this Skype call and the person in the screen is this old man, which I was not expecting. And in general, there's this kind of creepy undertone to ballet and the people who love ballet. There's always creepy guys around. At first, I'm like, ugh, I don't know about this. I don't want to teach this old guy. But he starts talking about how much he loves ballet and he just loves the art form, loves to take classes, and it just feels so good and he appreciates it, yada, yada, yada. He's like, I would love for you to teach me. I'll fly you down to Florida. And I'm like, ooh, what's going on? He tells me all this stuff about what he's looking for. And then towards the end, he's like, let me know what you think. By the way, Google me. My name's Jeffrey Epstein. I'm a registered sex offender in Florida. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is too weird.
Respond to that. And
I was just like, let me think about it. Get off the call. I talked to Craig. I talked to my friends. I'm gonna stay away. I can't find the Skype messages anymore because I can't log into Skype. But I think I messaged him on Skype and was just like, I'm not interested. Thanks anyway. The girl texted me and was like, oh, Jeffrey told me you weren't interested. Just so you know, he's the nicest guy in the world. And I just didn't talk to either of them.
Wow. That is an insane... First of all, you dodged a bullet, obviously. But like, oh my God, so scary.
Well, I am.
All right, good.
Okay. You leave the ballet world, but not really. You decide that you are going to take a break. You go into social... How do you find social media? When do you start writing on the side?
Again, Craig has a lot to do with this.
No, that's
He
great.
saved me from a lot of things. In our building, this building that we're in right now, there's a gym downstairs. He was in the gym talking to this woman who lived here. Jill Hughes is her name. Shout out to Jill. She was asking about me, and he was like, oh, she's not working. She doesn't know what she wants to do right now. And she said, oh, I work at a marketing agency. We have an internship program. Do you think she'd be interested? It's, unpaid. You don't need any qualifications. For this internship, I think they're just excited that there's a professional ballet dancer. So they're like, yeah, give her a shot. I do the internship and I'm really into it, doing my best, 10,000%, perfectionist ballerina mode on all the time. They like me, I like them, and I end up staying there for 8.5 years.
It's like a chance encounter. It's so interesting what you say yes to and how that can completely change the world.
Were you good at it? What were you doing?
I think I learned to like it. It's very gratifying. And I think that comes from ballet because you put this work into it and you get this outcome. There's this formula. It was very satisfying to be like, I can punch these buttons and mess around with these numbers and then I get this output. It satisfied my ballet mentality, I think. But I had never really used my brain or my voice a lot. This also built that up. I just felt you do have to be smart to be a ballet dancer. That's a fact. But this felt like I was becoming smart in a different way. That was also really satisfying.
Using different muscles too, like
Using
you're building up
different
different muscles.
Hiring your company to get more eyes in the social media world, sell more product.
Oh, yeah,
Where should we be putting our dollars? Liz and I, we only have two.
We need help, Nadia.
Yeah. We need more eyes on us. Liz is going to the Charlie Puth concert tonight, and we want attention too.
Okay, well, good luck with that. That's a great question. Digital marketing is such a big
It's
industry.
like an umbrella.
It's
Yeah.
huge. I am specifically in paid media or
Okay.
pay per click. If you want to put money behind something, if you want to pay for a click, if you want to pay for eyeballs, I can do that.
And is that an ROI or an ROA?
You could do either or. Typically, we would do ROA or ROAS, return on ad spend, is how we would quantify that. If you search for Hustle and Schmear podcast, I get an ad at the top of Google for you. And then someone clicks on that and you pay Google to get that click. Or I could do a Facebook ad, an Instagram ad, TikTok ad, a streaming TV, anywhere you can put money behind.
Yeah.
Business, what would you say is the minimum that you need to put in a month to see some kind of movement that you would recommend a client? Say, listen, 500 isn't going to do it. If you really want clicks, you need at least 10,000 to 15,000.
Yeah.
I have friends that are designers, and they're spending 7,500 to 15K on the ads. Yes, so that they can get people to go on their site and buy. Obviously, people spend millions of dollars too. What is the minimum that you would really want to see?
It's a good question. I don't typically like working with startups because it's usually one person is the CEO, the COO, and the designer, and the salesperson, and that person is just too much to deal with. They have high expectations. So
Or really unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic, yeah. Well, usually I would say see how much you can get organic for free. Say the podcast is your product. Is there a podcast fair that you go to? Work with a creator. You guys are doing a really good job of getting interesting people. You've got quite a few videos on Instagram that have done well. Start there and then start to do small budgets. I would not engage with an agency until you're willing to drop to 15K minimum.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you would be doing this, coming from Virginia and then moving to New York to pursue your dance career?
Absolutely not. I don't think I ever imagined myself even working corporate because I didn't apply to college after high school. My first job at this other agency that I worked at previously, I finally had enough money to pay for college classes. I started going to college while I was working at that other agency.
Oh, wow.
I've been a junior in college for several years now. I'm not graduated yet, but that's also been really fulfilling, is to independently pay for my education, not take out any loans. I have been enjoying that.
Well, it's also you're doing it while you're having a full-time job. I mean, that's very...
And everyone's like, you don't really need...
I was going to ask about that because I think there's been such a shift even more recently about the importance of... Look, I think it's important to be highly educated, right? No one can take that away from you. It helps you sort of pursue whatever you want to pursue. Like the traditional college experience may be shifting. And so I was curious, did you ever run up against someone Was college a requirement, or you're just doing this for your own?
I do think it helps you get in the door. I've been really fortunate that I haven't needed it for these two jobs that I've worked at in the
Right.
corporate space. I think if I wanted to go into a different field, that might be a barrier. But I've had many people tell me that, you've worked 9 years. That's experience too. That's enough to make up for that. If I wanted to go into a specialized field, I think I would need to. But in terms of what education can give you, I feel like I took a lot of English courses through this college that I haven't graduated from. And that's been really enlightening to be able to absorb information, understand how to objectively dissect it. I think, especially with the politics and the political environment, that I feel has brought a level of awareness to the way I ingest information that I didn't really have before. So, in that realm, I fully believe in education, and there's a lack of it. Certainly.
Understatement.
How did you become a dance critic, a writer?
So, I moved into writing for an online magazine called The Ballet Herald. Editor-in-chief is Sherilyn Lee.
Shout out
Shout out to
Sherilyn Lee.
Sherilyn. I got into that through connections. The same friend who so kindly offered me a room in his apartment when I first got to New York City, Chris
Oh,
Rudd,
wow.
he sent me a message and was like, "Oh, my friend Sherilyn has this magazine. She got offered tickets to this show in New York City to review." Sherilyn lives in Spain. Sherilyn cannot go to the show.
Right.
I'm recently retired. I'm moving out of the ballet world. I'm not really choreographing, so it makes sense that someone like me would have a good perspective. So I'm like, yeah, great. I would love to write something. So I go to the show, I write the review, she publishes it, and then she's like, "Oh, do you want to do some more?" I was like, "Yeah, great. You get a free ticket." So that's really been the start of that for me, and it's
People don't realize how expensive ballet tickets are. I mean,
Oh
my
my
mom
God.
went to the ballet yesterday. I keep thinking, oh my God, there goes my inheritance.
it's very expensive.
New York correspondent now for this? Like, is that
You know what? It's grown, and there are a couple New York City reviewers. There's someone
Okay.
in DC. There's a couple around the
So
States.
what ballet you're going to be reviewing?
I am actually reviewing something at the New York Philharmonic, which is interesting. It's typically just music at the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
They have a collaboration with LA Dance Project and Benjamin Millepied, who choreographed for Black Swan.
Natalie Portman's ex-husband, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
But he has
boy.
this amazing company called LA Dance Project, and I'm a big fan of them, big fan of his style and his approach. There's going to be a ballet performance aspect to that show, and that's in October.
Oh, that's so cool. Very cool. Okay, we'll have to look out for
That's going to
that.
be at Lincoln Center,
Yes.
The New York Philharmonic.
at David Geffen Hall. Can I watch that in the lobby with everybody that can't get in?
Actually, you might. I'm not sure if they have
I
screens
love
there.
that. Everybody go check out Lincoln Center if you're in New York.
So magical.
Yes.
Even if you can't afford a show, But I will say, when we walk by, Jason, remember you were in town, we walked by and they were doing the opera
Oh, the
outside.
opera ride, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, it's my favorite. It is. It is.
Just the best.
We're going to
Okay.
get into New York in a little bit. We're currently writing.
You're still doing digital marketing, which is amazing. So you kind of and you're finishing up college. I mean, what else can you add to the plate, Nadia? Let's get into married life. I want to hear about Craig. I hear a lot about this Snickers.
You guys also just celebrated your 9-year anniversary. Is that right?
Mhm.
And how long were you guys dating before you got married?
3 years.
Wowzers. It's a lot of time with the
Well, I
salsa.
kind of know what that's like, but not really, because since I knew Craig in the womb. Why don't you elaborate? What's it like being married and married to Craig specifically?
Two dancers. I mean, like, you have a lot to share anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Liz. Being married's great. I always tell people, like, not my reason, but I always say it's great being married. Sometimes you come home and there's a cookie waiting for you. There's just someone else like doing little things for you. And Craig is my cookie provider.
Cookie dealer.
He's my cookie dealer. It's really nice to have someone there to do those small things. He does the dishes. He's a man
Wow.
who does the dishes.
Oh.
A unicorn,
Does he
Craig.
change a light bulb?
No, so I fix everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
when
it.
things are broken, I fix stuff. And he does the laundry too. which is amazing. So we have
Fabulous.
even division of labor, even paying for everything. Like we have no money squabbles. Again, the division of labor around the house is even and fair. I think we're just both like reasonable people when it comes
You
to
guys
that.
are partners and you
Good
understand
partner.
each other pretty well. I think that's probably what's successful for you guys. You both have your own quirks, as do
Everybody.
Salstein and probably Cohen and everybody listening.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure. I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
But you also have a dog, and that kind of runs your life a little bit. I'm gonna be honest.
Yes. Craig and I are dinks. I don't know if you know or whatever it's called.
Dual
Acronym.
income, no kids.
Yeah. So Snickers is our
But
dog.
it's like Dink US, like Dink with Snickers.
Yes.
So I think it's a different category.
I don't know. This acronym is very weird to me.
You've never heard of Dinks?
I've heard DILFs.
Dual income, no kid. That's the millennial dream. Yeah. I always hated kids. I love my nieces and my cousin.
Like me as an uncle, you can give them back. We're done here. Thank you very much.
There's a limited window.
But let's talk about Snickers. How has Snickers impacted your life? Let
Yeah,
me tell
let
you,
me-
because we were out one time, we saw Craig, and he was very adamant about getting back to Snickers. There's Snickers.
Hi, Snicky. He can't hear me. I'm
Hi.
telling
Yes.
you, Snicky loves my voice. He can't hear me because she's got the earphones on. He always goes up to Craig's phone when Craig's talking to me, supposedly. Not
He does.
And also, he looks like he could not be bothered right now about this podcast.
No. But you're right. Craig is very obsessed with Snickers, as am I.
Oh, yeah.
But he is the
I
center
would
of
say
our
more than
universe.
obsessed.
Craig got Snickers as a puppy, a gift for me for my birthday because I love dachshunds and we had been living together for 2 months and then Craig was like, got your dog.
New York.
Look, part of our podcast is showing love to New York. We're obsessed with New York and Miami. I don't want to forget about Miami.
Yeah, I
But
love
there's
Miami,
something
but
about New York, right, Jason? We always love to hear other people love about New York. And you live in the heart of New York. You know what I mean? You're on the Upper West Side. There's really nothing like it. So what does New York mean to you?
I love New York. I can't drive. It's great to just be able to walk places.
Yeah.
I love the subway.
As an equalizer of all the different people in New York, what makes you a New Yorker? You've been here for a long time. I'm sure you consider yourself a New Yorker. And what makes a New Yorker in general?
That's a great question. What makes a New Yorker? What do they say? We're nice but not kind. People who walk fast, who know to walk on the right side of everything.
Yeah, places to go.
Places to go. You don't walk 4 people in a row down the sidewalk. I think New York City does a really great job of providing green spaces. I was walking around the Upper West Side and I passed by this tiny little park that had this like beautiful garden and like people were just sitting under the tree and in the grass. And I was like, oh, I'm going in there. And just sat there for an hour and enjoyed nature. So there's so many like secret little.
The best. I always want to bring my Kindle, bring my book, read, and then I never end up doing it because I'm always on the go. There is something about taking a pause.
On to book club. We know you're an avid reader. Let's talk about book club because Liz and I are tinkering with the idea.
Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, let's hear about it.
So I joined a book club. So I found a book club, and this woman runs it. Her name is Brenda. She is like the most amazing, outgoing, bubbly Latina woman who is just like so fun.
Hola, Brenda.
Hola. She's the best. So she organized this book club and there's like 25, 30 people. There's a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
Only like 15 people show up to like the meetings, but it's a good group of women. I just hosted book club in our apartment on Wednesday, which was really
that's
fun.
so cool.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Come on, Nadia.
The book was called Anxious People.
Oh.
I saved it.
It was really good. I think the author's name is
Hold on, I gotta Google it.
Frederick Backman. Really good writing, very funny. It's about a hostage situation.
Okay.
But it's not like a bad hostage situation. It's very funny, very well written. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.75 out of 5 stars.
Whoa, okay.
Oh.
Now, how are you, tell me this, because I used to read a lot. I was an English major, Books were a part of my life. Now they are completely not a part of my life, and it's kind of sad. But I'm finding my attention span is really struggling, even to finish a show on TV. Or so that's my one hesitation.
Stack of books next to my bed that I have not gotten to. And I'm in another like side book club that's reading The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. This book is 1,000 pages at least, and it's taking me forever. I have stalled and I'm way behind. We usually stick to around 300 pages for the book club books, fiction, nonfiction. That's key.
Every time I talk to Craig, it's like, oh, Nadia and I are reading. They're intellectuals.
Usually at night, I'll give myself an hour or two to read. It's not persistent. It's just sporadic.
That we're doom scrolling, if we put that to reading.
Scrolling is awful.
I'd have a whole library here.
I know, but like I think we've got we, the collective we, might need to consider that, because what are we getting out of the snippets other than watching about our pod? Which we don't want to
Exactly. Fashion Fridays. Let's talk fashion. You're my sister-in-law, so I follow Nadia religiously, whether I want to or not. But Fridays, you like to have fun with the ridiculousness that is the fashion industry. I see that most of it is obviously sarcastic and pokes fun at the ridiculousness and the avant-garde. But there are things that you do give a green light. Let's talk your style. Let's talk thrifting. Let's talk secondhand. And let's talk what you like and what you don't like, more in a macro consumerism situation.
Fashion Friday is a hashtag I made up for my Instagram account, but it did start with making fun of mostly fast fashion, like Forever 21, that would really just copy trends and pump them out in their factories. You see a lot of literally fast fashion. It's made fast, it's picking up on trends very quickly, and then most of the stuff ends up in a landfill. It's really low quality, you get a hole in it, and then you throw it out. It was poking fun at that industry where I would just show pictures of horrible fashion. Well, I use ThreadUp a lot just because you can shop online.
You can sell on there too.
You can sell. The thing is, nothing's perfect because there's still like airfare involved with ThreadUp, and you do your best. I also a local buy nothing group. I don't know if you've heard of this, but through Facebook you can join a buy nothing group for your area. Mine's a 15-block radius. It means in an effort to buy nothing, we just share. When I need to get rid of my clothes, instead of putting them in Goodwill bin, which most of the time also ends up in a landfill, I'll give it to people in my neighborhood.
And, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and it's not just clothes.
All enough to not buy anything?
But we try not to. Like let's go to the buy nothing group first. So like
Liz is not joining this group. It'll be cool.
That would be a challenge for me, but it's an interesting. No, look, I got to work on it, Jason.
Let's face it, you're not working on it, Liz. It's okay. It's okay.
Here's the thing, Nadia. I should be working on it because you're pointing out a really good thing. Why are we stuck in this? There is a bit of a consumerism cycle. And by the way, this doesn't help, right? Because you're on here and you're like, oh my gosh, I need that new set. I'm like, no, I don't. I like this idea of being a little bit more conscious around it. Talk about Index, this app that I love. And you can create a wish list where you put it in there first and then you leave it in there. And then you see, does this work with my wardrobe? Not. And then it's supposed to kind of help more. You basically index all of your clothes. It takes a long time. Then you do outfits. I've been tracking my outfits for almost a month and you put them together in the app. It's crazy.
Liz, are you a Virgo?
No, I'm not. I'm a Cancer, but I'm close to Gemini.
Okay.
Anyway, but the point is that you're supposed to put in anything new. You put in the cost that you spent, and then it's cost per wear. So it's like, am I getting enough usage out of this?
Ahead. What's next for Nadia Vostrikov? What's the next chapter in her own book?
It's a great question. Well, I'd like to finish college. I'm enjoying where I'm working, being in the digital media space. I'd love to one day work in an arts organization or work in something that's good for the environment, something with animals or the planet. Those don't pay a lot of money, though. But I'd love to find a way to incorporate the arts more fully into my life, or the environment, giving back more fully into my life. So that's...
But money really isn't the biggest motivation for either of you, actually.
It isn't.
And I think that's what kind of makes you guys find your passion or find your happiness more than a lot of other people that I know.
Yeah, it really hasn't been a determining factor in what we've decided to do. Craig especially just sort of follows what he loves, and which I love about him. I think that's a really great quality.
Yeah.
All right, time for Schmooze Fest.
Ooh. All right, let me put these back on because we've heard a lot about your background and your story. Now we're going to learn a little bit more about you, but rapid fire. Okay, are you ready? Best Russian dish your parents made growing up?
Actually, they didn't cook any Russian dishes, but my aunt from Siberia would cook a sort of pierogi with meat inside. That was really good.
More painful, point shoes or Google ad budget?
Point shoes.
Probably. What's the strangest campaign request you've ever gotten?
It wasn't specific for me, but it was someone on my team where the client had asked to change the skin color of the people's hands to make the company look more diverse, even though they were not diverse.
That's crazy to me. Okay, which ballet role was your favorite to be a part of and perform?
That would be Alice in Alice in Wonderland, which I danced at the Alberta Ballet. It was great.
Oh boy, who would win in a family debate, you or Jason?
You know what? I feel like we might just end up at a standstill. We're
Oh.
both pretty stubborn.
I have to say, I think we would agree on a lot of things, though. So
I think we would too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd be on the same side of the debate. What's the one thing you secretly enjoy that doesn't feel very feminist?
Interesting. I guess Craig paying for dinner. That's nice.
Yeah. What's the most ballerina thing you still do in daily life?
I'll probably pop my hips. Just
Whoa,
gotta
what is
snap,
that? Like
snap, crack it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Okay. What's one stretch that we should all be incorporating into our lives?
My hamstrings are so tight from sitting
Okay.
all day, so I think a downward dog is pretty good.
Okay.
I'm a big
That's
fan
cool.
of that.
Okay.
what's it like living downstairs from your mother-in-law?
And not just any mother-in-law, Robin Salstein.
Yeah. It's not that big a deal. I think it's more funny than anything. Like
You guys don't always see each other, though. It's not like
See
you
each
run
other.
into her, right?
we're on
Every
the
day.
4th floor, she's on the 31st.
Different worlds.
You both know her. One of the most generous people you'll meet. She takes care of Snickers. She gives us paper towels. She gives a lot, and I am more than appreciative of her for that.
We're ready. We're going to play a little this or that with Nadia Vostrikov. Are you ready?
Yes.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Burritos or tacos?
Tacos.
Pirouettes or client revision?
Pirouettes.
Democracy rally or ballet rehearsal?
Democracy rally. Fired up.
Morning news or late night scroll?
Late night scroll.
Tchaikovsky or Tolstoy?
Tchaikovsky all the way.
Seinfeld or Everyone Loves Raymond?
Everybody loves Raymond.
What? Nadia!
Seinfeld makes my skin crawl sometimes.
Oh,
Oh boy.
blasphemous.
Paid certs or social ads?
Paid search.
Ballet flats or stilettos?
Ballet flats.
Digital or analog?
Ooh,
Tough ones.
digital, I guess.
Yeah.
New York City Ballet or American Ballet Theater?
Wow, shots fired.
Whoa.
It depends.
That's tough.
It depends.
South Virginia or New York?
New York.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl, hate the morning.
Black Swan or White Swan?
White swan.
Pas de deux or solo?
Solo.
Okay, next up, we've got Nosh of the Day. It's a quick segment where we discuss recent favorite restaurants, recipes, where we're going, or where we're skipping. I guess I'll go first because I just went yesterday. I'm there all the time, and Jason's like, enough already with St. Ambrose. But St. Ambrose on Madison, Upper East Side, it's such a different vibe than the downtown one. They've got chandeliers in the back. You can do the front and sit at the bar, stand and have an espresso, or you could sit in the back. I have someone who recently moved from London to New York. We went out for a little lunch to get her acquainted with the Upper East Side. It's such a great vibe and it's delicious. And I had the ahi tuna.
Yum.
It's a great people watching spot. Of course, you can run in and get a sandwich or a pastry.
Yeah.
Right. My nosh of the day is I started a meal plan last week called Athletic Fit. And I give it an 8 out of 10. It was solid. I just don't know if I want to meal plan 2 meals a day, 5 days a week, especially if I'm on the go. Some tasted really good. Some were a little bland. Overall, I missed my cooking. I didn't miss my cleaning or my grocery shopping. Milam's, Publix. The steak is cheaper at Publix. The chicken's better at Milam's. Where's the ice cream for bears? All right,
Okay.
next up, Nadia.
So I would say my recent favorite is a recipe. It's from this woman named Nisha, who's a New York Times cooking contributor. And it's a vegan Tuscan bean stew. And
Ooh.
it's like beanie and tomatoey. Craig loves it. He's not vegetarian. We get crusty sourdough bread and dip it in. It's just
Perfect now
so
for like
good.
this transition to fall too. I love a good like warm,
Warm and
cozy.
hearty. Yeah.
Oh, and Nadia's a big Halloween girl too, right?
Ooh, I'm so excited
What's
for
your
this.
favorite thing for Halloween?
I like candy corn and candy pumpkins, which I know is divisive, but
Very divisive candy corn, but my
mhm.
grandma loves candy corn too. It's like you either love it or
You
you
don't.
don't. As part of Nosh, we also like to, and I don't know if you're a bagel girl, Nadia, but what's your bagel order?
Everything bagel, cream cheese. I like light on the cream cheese, but then lox, onion, tomatoes, and
Oh,
capers.
I
Going in.
mean,
I'm going in.
you go.
Yeah.
she didn't convert, but she's part of the tribe. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Mitzvah of the day, a moment where we take a break from the hustle and spotlight everyday acts of kindness. I know you're involved with a lot of organizations. You love to give back. You're very in touch with what's going on. And I know you guys adopted a cow.
Oh my
Can you
gosh.
talk about some causes that are important to you?
Okay, so Miriam the cow we adopted from an upstate sanctuary. I send $35 a month to Miriam so she
Oh
can
my
have
God, can we
grass.
get Miriam? They have like, oh my God,
Look how
hi
beautiful she
Miriam.
is.
She's
Did
very
you name Miriam or was Miriam named before?
Miriam was named before at Happy Compromise Farm and Sanctuary,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's run by two people, trans couple who are just amazing. And Miriam was a runaway from a slaughterhouse, and they caught her and rescued her, and I love
Oh, so
her.
she's a fierce,
Yeah,
feisty, independent
yeah.
I won't
lady.
be eating you today, Miriam. I'll be eating your friend
No,
John, who's in the
no,
refrigerator. I got 2 fillets ready to rock.
Jason.
So I do love Miriam. I'm also going to a gala in October to support a LGBTQ youth homeless shelter in
Okay.
New York City called Trinity Place. They're hosting a gala to
Oh,
fundraise.
wow.
I got a bunch of my book club girlies to come with me, so there's
Shout
a
out to
whole
Trinity
Love that.
Place.
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Awesome, Nadia. Love that.
All right, well, that wraps
Okay.
this episode for Hustle and Schmear. Thank you, Nadia Vostrikov, for joining
This
us.
is so cool. I loved hearing your story.
Everyone, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's on Instagram at Hustle and Schmear, and Nadia is at.
DEZH222, actually.
Oh, there you go.
All right, that's good. Anyway, Nadia, Liz, please read us out.
Okay, the hustle is real.
And the schmear is extra.